Oh, lamb chop. Now calm down, okay? It's not what you think it is. No. Let me explain to you. This is my wand. This is the wand of white magic. No. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not hitting you with it. No, not you. No. This is for magic, which we're going to talk about tonight. You and I are good. We got everything worked out, okay? But if Cola gets out of line, my wand of white magic might work some magic on her backside because she's the one who's been encouraging you to steal and to take things and do 5-finger discounts. Well, we're not going to have that, okay? So you tell Cola and you talk to her on the phone tonight. Bobby Ray got his big wand and we're going to sort it out. All right, there you go. Oh, hey, Timmy's. It's Psychic Bob. Oh my gosh, it's so good to be with you. And Lamb Chop's excited also. Well, welcome to our show tonight. If you're new here, you have landed at my channel, which is called Spirit Channel. I hope you'll be part of us. Hit that subscribe button and join us. We'd love to have you here. Today is Wednesday, and we call this Wiccan Wednesday. And I am a spiritualist as well as a Wiccan. I practice both religions. Spiritualism is a religion, and Wicca is a religion. And I personally feel the two religions kind of dovetail nicely. Now, somebody's going to say, wait, you can't be two religions. You can only be one. Well, I beg to differ. Do research on the country of Japan. Most of the people in Japan practice two religions. They're Shinto and they're Buddhist. So here I am. I'm a spiritualist and I'm a Wiccan. And Lamb Chop's a little of both too. All right. Well, it's so good to have you here. Welcome to our show. Now we're going to do some magical talk tonight. Wiccan Wednesdays, one of these nights. I tell everybody, bring a cup of tea. You want to put on your witch gear, bring that along, and just come and hang out with us. We like to have fun, don't we, Lamb Chop? Yeah. Well, anyways, Lamb Chop, can you go over there and sit down? You're getting awful heavy. Have you been eating extra tea biscuits lately? You're getting awful silent. Yeah, okay. Well, I can tell you're putting on a little weight there. All right, well, listen, go over there and sit down, okay? And you might learn something magical tonight. All right, there you go. I'm going to put you down. There, go sit over on that chair. All right, there. Yeah, right over there. Go there. Yeah, right there. Okay. Hey, Timmy's. It's Psychic Bob. How you like my witch hat? I thought I'd wear a white witch hat tonight for a few reasons. One, you don't often see them. Two, we're going to talk about white witchcraft tonight. That's right. And I am so glad you guys are here. Listen, before we get into all this, though, a few quick important announcements, okay? If you are interested in doing psychic development, I'm teaching a class this Saturday, private class on Zoom called Psychic Bob's Psychic Development Class. It's going to start on Saturday at 12 o'clock noon Eastern U.S. time on Zoom. And you can join that over at, you can purchase your ticket, your class ticket over at my website. Go to PsychicBob.com, okay? It's $30 for the class. And this week we're going to teach a class on how to do spirit imagery. That means letting spirit draw through you. If you want to know if you have any artistic talent, or even if you think you have none, come to our class because we're going to work with the spirit to see if spirit can create through us. I'm going to teach you different techniques for automatic art or automatic drawing, automatic penmanship with spirit. If you want to learn that, come join us on Saturday. We're going to have a great class. It's $30. The class is limited to 30 people, and it's 2 hours. Now, listen, you're not going to get psychic development training from anybody at my level at that low of a price. I keep the class small to 30 people, so each person gets work time with me. I work with each of you personally during the class as we do exercise and help you. So those of you who have been there, you can tell people we do a lot of good work in that class, and I'd love to have you there, so do come join us. Golly, gee, we got a lot of people here, and I thank you for listening to that announcement. Look, there's Lady Jane of the Earl Grey Tea Tree. There's Baroness Cola Bobs is here. There's Joey Gothic Madness. Yay. There's Angela Prayer Poems. Lady Jane, yay. There's Baroness Cola Bobs. Baroness Cola Bobs is our moderator today. If you have any problems in chat or may give me problems, you have questions, see Baroness, she'll help you, okay? So thank you, Baroness. By the way, Baroness, there are beautiful artwork at the beginning. If you didn't see it, the beautiful Wiccan imagery. That was done by her. So, Baroness, thank you. Love you. Love your artwork. It's beautiful. Thank you, Sugar. Yay. There's Angela Prayer Poem says, I always love those hats. I have a dark blue. Ooh, very nice. Yeah, I like the witch hat, you know. Some people say to me, oh, witches don't wear these hats, but they do. It's not just a Halloween thing. The witch hat has a really interesting history. The cone represents the cone of power that is made in magic when a coven gathers. They raise what they call cone of power, send their magic out. And the brim represents the circle gathered of witches. It also represents the circle of the sun and moon, the god and the goddess. But anyways, this is my little witch hat. How you like it? Now, tonight, I decided to wear a white witch hat. And that's because I'm a white witch. Now, let me just clarify. When we talk about white magic or black magic, it has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with race, okay? It's an old term where white magic represents the light, the goodness, the divine power. Black magic represents darkness and evil and abandoning of good principles. So it has, again, nothing to do with race. Somebody accused me of racism a few years ago because I said I'm a white witch. And like, oh, are you like some sort of racist or something? I said, no. You can be an Asian person and be a white witch, or a black person and be a white witch. You can also be a white person and be a black witch. It has nothing to do with race. It's about your intent with your magic. And so white is considered in magic a holy color, purifying, divine light, refreshing, healing, blessing. All of those are connected in magic, and they're associated with the color white. Now, you don't have to wear white all the time to be a white witch. A lot of white witches, though, do have at least one set of robes, usually in white, or they have an altar with candles in white, like I have a white candle here tonight. We're going to talk all about that in a minute. But I just want to introduce you to this. In my altar room, which will be ready soon for filming, I'm almost there. We will be filming there in the coming weeks. I have set up an altar to white witchcraft. And if you want to set up a special altar to white witchcraft, you can, of course, do it any colors you want. But I have one that's specifically done all in white to represent the white craft. So I'll show that to you soon. But if you want to set up an altar, you know, there are a few things that you could think about incorporating. For example, one of the symbols of white magic is the white pentagram. Now, this one is an old white rustic pentagram. I bought it because it looks very old. And this is one of my symbols that's over my white witchcraft altar in my room. I took it out tonight to bring and show to you. But traditionally, the 5-pointed white star is representative of white magic or the white craft. So you don't have to have a white star, but it is one of the powerful symbols. And it's believed in witchcraft that the 5-pointed star is the sign of the religion. Like Christians have the cross, Wiccans have the star, the 5-pointed star. Now, you can have your 5-pointed star in any color, but when invoking high magical power and protection, the white star is considered the sign of the craft. Okay. So you may not know that because some witches say, well, my stars are blue or green or purple. Any 5-pointed pentagram, any star is fine. But there are rituals in the craft where you invoke specifically the star, the white blazing star of witchcraft for protection. So that's why in my altar room, I do have a white star. Now, some of you who are in the order of the silver star, you'll notice I have back here silver star. Silver and white in terms of magic can be interchangeable. So a silver star is also equal to a white star. So those of you in the silver star, we use silver star because I just love silver. But silver and white, as far as magical spells and intentions, are interchangeable. So if you can't find a white star or you find a silver, you can use a silver star and substitute for a white star. All right. By the way, for those of you who are in the order of the Silver Star. We're going to have a meeting tomorrow. I'll send out an email later tonight to remind you guys, but we're going to have our meeting. It's been a little while, but Psychic Bob's back in town and we're going to get things going. So we're going to talk about white magic, the white star tonight, and the white cord specifically. All right, so I wonder if I can hang this up here. I think for tonight, just for tonight, we'll put up the white star up here. Let's see if we can get this going for everybody. All right, how's that? There's our blazing white star of magic. You guys like that? All right. So, now, if you have an altar to white witchcraft, it is also traditional to have a white wand. Now, this is a wand that I recently just refurbished. I'm a fan of natural wood wands. Now, I know a lot of people have wands made of copper and iron and pewter and silver, and that's all wonderful. But the witches of old would just have a wand from the woods. This was from a fallen branch that I picked up. I dried it out and let it sit. Usually, if you get branches out of the woods, it may take a few weeks for them to dry. Just set them in a corner, let them dry out. They get sturdy. And then I painted it white. And so I use this when I'm conjuring specifically white magic for white energy spells. And tonight we're going to do a white energy spell. And I thought you guys would be interested in that. So I brought my white wand for my altar. Okay. You guys drinking tea tonight, huh? What's going on over in the chat? I can't see anything here. Oh, there's Robin Boston here. There's Joey Gothic Mess. Joey says, I have a red cord wrapped with the Santa Muerte in gold. Okay. Whatever works for you, all right? Tonight we're going to talk about one of my favorite charms, which is the white cord of magic, or the cord of white magic, they traditionally call it, which I'm wearing. We're going to talk about that. Now, some of you have seen this before, but it's always great to have a refresher and to learn some new things. There's Angela Prayer Poem. She says, twinkle, twinkle, magic star, bring joy and happiness wherever we are. Even if you cannot fly, your energy still reaches all of us through the sky. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, Angela Prayer Poem's hearts. I love it. Baroness Kolobov says, I'm so glad that white wand won't fit in his suitcase. I think it's a little too big for my suitcase. But maybe I can find just a little shorter. Maybe just take a little bit off of it, and it might just fit. Anyways, well, I'm so glad you guys are here. Welcome. Lady Jane, the whole great tea time says, so am I. Cole, imagine explaining it to customs. I know. Can you imagine? I'm telling you. Jana Mosby says, I have an orange candle, but I don't know when I want to light it. Well, Jana, you can light it whenever you feel inspired. You know, orange is a drawing color, draws to you people and support and energy. You know, we have some people here who light candles and sit at their altar when we do the show, and they kind of just follow along and do some spiritual work while they're watching the show. And you're welcome to light your candle and join us. You know, you don't have to have a candle, but you can. So this brings us to, you know, some more magical stuff. I like on my altar of white magic to burn white candles. And I have a beautiful white candle here, and I've got a silver chalice to hold it in for right now. We're going to use that a little while. But I thought we'd start tonight with just a little invocation to the power of white magic. You guys open to that? All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to just light our candle here. All right. There we go. Our candle is lit. Let's just take a moment and just watch the flame. Let's see if you can see that. The flame of magic burning bright. Let's just do an invocation. I'm going to set this right here. So I know I'll knock it over if I don't. In fact, I'm going to use my wand for this invocation. tune in. Let's watch the flame. Mystic flame of white light, we call through your burning tonight the power of the white craft, the power of the ancient white witches. We invoke divine power of Mother, Father God, the Lord and the Lady. We invoke the power of the white star, the star of white witchcraft. And with this invocation we say, here this pentagram I lay for magical white protection by night, by day. So mote it be. And so mote it be. Thank you for doing that with me. Now, some of you have been here, have seen this white cord before, but I would like to kind of consider this a refresher and also kind of part 2 of this magic charm we never finished talking about. It's been a while. Okay. So do you like stuff says, I need to light my house blessing candles. Been in my house for a little over a year now. Well, you can bring them to our Wednesday night show and, share the magic with all of us. Yeah. Cola says, lush purple glow coming from that candle. Does it look purple? I don't know. I can't tell. It looks white to me. But that's our purple and white are high frequency colors. Jana Mosby says, I watched a video who channeled Amy Winehouse, and it made me think about lighting candles for people who are living because she needed it then when she was alive, but not after she passed. Let me just tell you, Jana, in the craft, in witchcraft or Wicca, in the religion of Wicca, we do not burn candles for people unless we have their direct permission. Like, I can't just say, you know what, I'm just going to start burning candles for Jana and for Lady Jane and for Angela, unless they have their permission. It's considered an infringement on people's will to force our magic. So we don't do magic for anybody unless they specifically give us their permission. So now with the dead, it's a little different because some dead are struggling. They've had tragic deaths like Amy Winehouse. And in that case, we can light a candle, but our intention is to send light to people for what they want to do. We don't even force healing on the dead. We say, we send you this light in order that you can do with it what you need. Either take it for healing, take it for, strengthening your soul for your journey, whatever you need. This is how the witches work, at least the white witches, because we don't believe to force our magic on anybody. So when people say, oh, you witches are casting spells on people, no, we're not the Wiccans. All right. So anyways, good to see you guys. Welcome. Thank you. There's Charles is here. Yay. Wonderful. So we're gonna explore this magic of this charm because, in our lives we need protection. I mean, let's just be honest. It's a kind of a crazy, dangerous world out there, isn't it? I think it is. And so we want to think about, using divine power for blessing and protection. You can always cast spells for yourself for protection. Now, so for example, I made this cord a few weeks ago, and I've worn it. And I wash every day, and I wash the cord. But after a while, it just gets dingy. The white cords get that way. It's just you have to renew them periodically. But because this is a consecrated item, I actually did a ritual at my altar with it and consecrate. I don't want to just take it off and throw it in the trash. It's sacred. And in the craft, we have the tradition of we either burn something or we bury it or throw it in water. So if you were out near a lake, you could dispose of it in a lake, or bury it on the ground in the woods, or burn it. Tonight we're going to burn this old cord in order to, to be able to be free of it, to release it into the cosmos. Then we're going to make a new cord tonight, okay? So we're going to take this off, and I'm just going to use my scissors to cut it. Now, By the way, I should probably say this. Don't want to make everybody paranoid. But if you've got a charm like this that's been working magic and protection for you, you want to, if you're going to remove it, make a new one right after you remove it. I wouldn't wait 5 days and then say, oh, maybe I'll make a cord. If you feel like it's been helping you and blessing you, you want to keep the power going by making a new cord right away. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to dispose of this cord ceremonially, and then we'll make a new cord right afterwards, okay? And that way it keeps our protection around us, you know. Oh, Chuck, you're allowed to be here. This is not the closed order. Tonight is an open class for anybody interested in Wicca. Yeah, you're welcome to be here, Chuck. We'd love to have you here. All right. Now, some of you are asking questions about the Order of the Silver Star. The Order of the Silver Star is a Wiccan order that I've started. It replaced the Order of the Purple Cord. The Order of the Purple Cord was closed last year due to, how shall I say it, invasion and attack by black witches. That's all I can say. I can't go into all the details tonight, but the order had some real trouble. I chose to close the order in order to protect everybody in the order. I had to step back from that order due to some really horrific stuff that was going on. There were some black witches that got in, and they were trying to recruit people to actually destroy and murder me. And it's pretty serious stuff. But anyways, we're not going to talk about that. I still retain the rights and the copyright to the name and images of the Order of the Purple Cord. All right. It's in dormancy. I won't say it no longer exists. It's in dormancy, which means it's closed for the moment. I did open a new order now, which is called the Order of the Silver Star. That is a closed order at the moment. It's not open to the public. But once a year, we accept new people who apply and recruit. And Cola, when are we? Cola knows about it. I forgot the dates, but Cola, you know, you got the register. It says when we're going to consider new recruits. We're keeping the new order rather small. The Order of the Purple Cord grew so large. There was over 5,000 members. I couldn't manage it. And there was a lot of people doing stuff in the name of the order that was not acceptable. And it was causing me problems and potentially legal problems. So we have put that order in dormancy. So the Order of the Silver Star is being run differently. It's not an open public order. It's a private closed order. And you have to apply for membership and be interviewed and go through a process. We will do that once a year. We're not admitting large numbers. We're keeping the order relatively small. But if you are seriously interested in Wicca, you don't have to have experience to be in the order. Let Cola know, Baroness Cola Bob's in our chat, and we'll put you on the list, and we will contact you when we open up our interviews for the order. Okay? But on Wiccan Wednesday, we gather and we do stuff that anybody can do. Okay? It's not closed order business. So, Chuck, you're welcome to be here. So what are we going to do? Well, let's remove this. As I said, once we remove the bracelet, well, I'm just going to use a scissor to snip it. Now, once you break your cord, you have broken the power. So for just a little while, we're kind of unprotected. We've broken the magic seal. That's why we want to do another cord quickly. Now, I don't want everybody to be paranoid. Go, oh my God, now you're going to get attacked. You're taking your cord. It's not really like that. But over time, that power wears down and you need to recharge your cord. And, you know, if you like it, it works for you, stay with it, you know. So what we're going to do right now is, hold on just a second. I'm going to move this candle. One of my favorite magical supplies is alcohol, rubbing alcohol. It does everything. It goes everywhere. I'm a believer in it. So we're going to put just a tiny bit of alcohol here in our bowl. I recommend if you're going to burn stuff, use your cauldron or a heat-proof dish. I've got a silver dish here. It'll work just fine. And I'm going to take our cord now and just soak it. Just let it soak up that alcohol in there, okay? Actually, I might need just a little more. You don't need a lot because this stuff is pretty flammable. All right. All right, so we have our cord in a fireproof dish, okay? We've just removed it. What I like to do is I like to be thankful for the magic that's occurred. So I always, when I destroy something that's magical, I always give thanks and I say, cord of divine magic, white cord of white magic, thank you for your presence of protection. Thank you for being a tool to guide and help me. I release you now back to the cosmos from whence you came. So mote it be. Now we're going to take another match here and we're going to just burn our cord. As you can see, I've lit it and it's burning. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Release the power. Release the power. Now you can also take your wand at this point and help the magic by directing your ray of release. Release the power. Release the power. Thank you, cord of white magic, for having served. We return you now to the ethers from which you came, and we ready your re-arrival, your rebirth in the new cord. We release you now. So mote it be. Just let your cord burn out. Oh, I just put it, I didn't burn out. Well, we release the power. I don't know, this cord won't burn. This is really interesting. It won't burn. Let's try it again. Let's see if we can light it again. Well, be careful because the dish is really hot. You should use a dish that has a separate handle so you don't burn yourself. Or a cauldron is great. I'll relight this cord. Our cord is burning, but it's not dissolving. This is really funny. Well, the flame releases energy. So even though our cord has been burning, it's not burned. Now that's really interesting. It might be because it was wet earlier when I washed my hands. I think that's part of it. Well, that's all right. Our intent is what matters here. So we are choosing to release the cord. We've burnt it, release the energy. So we can set that aside for the moment, okay? Over here. Now, as I said, the next stage is make a new cord. Now, there are 1,000,001 ways to make a white cord. People say, well, you know, what do I use for that? Well, one of my favorite things is just cotton yarn. It's very inexpensive and it's very soft. I've tried different types of cord. Some cords are more abrasive. Like one time I used twine, white twine. It was too coarse on my hand. One time I used a satin ribbon for a white cord. That was nice, but the satin knotting, because the satin was so slick, kept on knotting. I just like simple white yarn. Now, you don't have to spend a lot of money. I think I bought this yarn. Oops, is my camera broadcasting? And I think I bought this for like $3 for this whole skein of yarn. Now, there's hundreds and hundreds of yards in this. And so we can get a lot of bracelets out of it. Now, when you make your bracelet, one of the things I would encourage you to do is make your bracelet and then consecrate it because you want to use knot magic. I saw somebody once on YouTube doing a similar charm, but they consecrated the whole yarn. Now, it's true they always had magical cord ready to go, but I think it's much better to do each individual bracelet because at certain times you may have certain needs. And if you consecrate the whole thing at one time, it may not serve your current need or match with it. So I don't have any of this is not consecrated. It's unconsecrated. But the secret when you do a yarn, if you're living by yourself like I do and work by yourself, you don't have somebody to tie it on you. So you're going to have to tie it on yourself. I learned this the hard way, okay? Because I used to make a bracelet that's like just long enough to wear, and then I couldn't tie it because it was too short. So when you buy like bulk quantities, you can be generous and use a lot. You could get like, I'd say 18 inches, okay, of yarn. That says 12. Yeah, about 18 inches. Just cut it off, okay, for one bracelet. Take about 18 inches, and I'll show you why here. So just take your scissors. And we just cut it off. All right. We'll put that over here out of our way. Now you've got a long thing here. Say, well, Bob, that's way too big for my wrist. It is. So you're not going to use all of it. But let me show you why this is important, You guys got some little chat going on here. Let's see what this is. Tangled up here. All right. Angela Purple says, whoa, there was a glitch in the white flash. The whole screen went white. That's some white magic going on there. All right. Angela Purple says, must be all the magic. The cameras couldn't handle the magical awesomeness. Thank you. You're sweet. Lynn says, okay, I'm back. My phone was skipping. Only does it when I'm watching Bob's shows. LOL. Welcome back, Lynn. All right. Baroness Goldbuff says, so you've got staves of wool and a massive wand. I best behaved. All right. So when you have a large, like 18 inches of wool, is that 18? Maybe 24. Anyways, do larger than 12, even if you have a small wrist. What this allows you to do is put the cord over your hand, and you can manipulate it and tie it yourself if you have nobody help you. If it's too short, you can't get your other hand. You need to have both hands so that they can connect, because you'll need your one hand that it's going on to hold part of it while you knot it and tie it. That's why you need more than just the size of your wrist, okay? I learned this after much trial and frustration. And it's a very simple thing, but you'd be amazed how much you don't think about until you're in the moment. So anyway, so we got our long cord, as you can see, way bigger than we need. Now, if you have a lot of cord, you don't want to waste it, you can do a double wrap, and have more than one band, but I'm just keeping it very simple for now. Now, the power in the cord is through the invocation of magic. People say, I don't see how a white cord can help you. Well, in witchcraft, the simplest of tools work the greatest magic. So it's through our invocation, okay? Now, as I said, you might want to, hold on, let me get something here. I put that. I lost my white star. Where did it go? Oh, it's on the wall. So you might want to have your white, I forgot to put it, have your white star, and as part of your consecration, you can touch it to the white star. You can use your white wand. We're going to get into that, but I just want to let you know there is a purpose to the white star that can be used in this ritual as well. You don't have to have a white star, but it's something you might want to explore. So when you do this bracelet, this charm, you want to do some what we call knot magic. Knot magic is one of the oldest Wiccan and witches magic. So you want to do your first knot, okay? As you do this, all right, you want to visualize white light streaming into the cord and power filling it. All right. So you tie your first knot. Now this is why you need to have it long, so you can tie the knot and hold it with both hands. Don't make it too tight, but if you use yarn, it usually stretches out. Even if it's a little tight, it'll loosen up after a day. But don't do it too tight, but don't do it too loose either. So as you tighten your first knot, use a traditional charm. Now you can say anything you want. If you have a special prayer, that's fine. But this is how the old witches of old do it. So for the first knot, we say, by the knot of one, our spell is begun. Okay? So that's the traditional invocation. Now we've got our first knot. Now we still have all this extra cord, but that's good because we need it. And then we do another knot. It's traditional to do 3 knots. Now you can do as many as you want, but traditional is 3. Then by the second one, we do another traditional Wiccan invocation. And it goes something like this. By this knot of 2, oops, hold on a second, I've got my hands tangled up here. By this knot of 2, my wish will come true. By this knot of 2, my wish will come true. Just knot it. All right, make sure it's tight. Now we've got 2 knots in the cord. All right. Now at this point, some people pause and they specifically name what that wish is. So by the knot of 1, our spell is begun. By the knot of 2, our wish will come true. So this one is where I stop and I say, I pray that this cord will be a cord of protection. May the divine light of the white star of witchcraft, may its divine light be infused within this cord, and may it repel evil wherever I go and be a source of magic, of good, and of help to me and to all who I encounter who need help. So mote it be. So that's my wish. And then we seal it all up with a 3rd knot. So we start our 3rd knot here. Again, remember, this is why you want to have long cord, because you're going to need, if you have somebody living with you that does magic, you can have them tie it while you're doing the chants, and you can do it together. And then you can do it for them as well if they're into witchcraft, so you can work together. But when you're like by yourself, you need to be able to do it. So this is why you want a long cord. And then we start our 3rd knot. And when we say, by this knot of 3, as I will, so mote it be. There's our 3rd knot. Get it real tight. So we've begun the spell. We named our intent for the magic cord. And then we've sealed it with, by the knot of 3, as I will it, so mote it be. Now, you got all this extra cord, right? So we just have to trim that off. This, again, you're going to need 2 hands to do this. So with one hand, you can hold the cord taut and then use your scissors. It's hard to see here. I can't show this easily. To trim it off. Now, don't trim it too close because you don't want to unravel your knots. Leave a little bit of thread. Just get it up there and just trim it off. All right. And now I have a brand new, fresh cord, white cord of white magic, or the white cord of magic. I think it's traditionally called the cord of white magic. Isn't that wonderful? Such a simple spell, but it's a traditional witchcraft spell. Now, this leaves the issue. Well, what do we do with the extra cord? Well, we've consecrated that cord. So this is actually consecrated material. You can save this and tie it, around a doorknob, because these cords already have been infused with power, right? So you can, put them in your house, tie them around a little plant if you have it, hang them on a cabinet door, or if you don't have room for, or they're too small, just burn them. So we can put them back in our dish and just burn it with our other cord. Okay. So let me find, where my alcohol go? Here, there it is. And I'm not going to use these, they're too small and I don't have need of them. We'll just turn it back to the ethers. All right. Now, if you use rubbing alcohol, be careful. Use a heat-proof dish. A cauldron is best. And whatever you do, use just a tiniest bit of alcohol. This alcohol goes so far, it's very dangerous. All right. So I'll put this in here. Now it's starting to go. So we say, we release you to the ethers, cord of magic. Thank you for your service. You have served us well. We release you to the ethers, cord of magic. You have served us well. Blessed be, and so mote it be. Blessed be, and so mote it be. Just let that burn. Isn't that pretty? Be thankful, All things magical serve us. In In the old witchcraft traditions, they believed that their tools took on a life of their own. They would name them and talk to them. So we want to treat our magical cords with the same way, with reverence, with respect, for they have served us and they continue to serve us. You see? There you go. Now, this is funny. It must be this brand of yarn, but it's on fire, but it's not burning. It is literally totally inflamed and it's still white. Look at that. Not even charred. Can anybody explain that? I'm telling you, that's pretty good yarn. Golly jeepers. Well, I guess I should make a sweater out of it, keep me from catching on fire, won't it? We're going to set this over here and let it burn out. But I just wanted to come today to share this magical spell with you. I thought you might enjoy it. You know, when we talk about magic, it doesn't have to be big and complex. Really, the witches of old worked very simple magic with just sticks and rocks and herbs. You see, a little bit of white cord, some white light. It's all you need, and it works wonders, you know. Angela Prepper says, I love watching fire, see so many shapes. I do too. I think that's what it's called, fire scrying. I love it. Baroness says, so motive be. Angela Prepper says, so motive be. I love it. Baroness says, double flame bobs means you're protected by your guides, but always watch out for someone deceptive. All right, well, we'll keep an eye out. Angela says, it is. I love it. It's so much fun. Robin Boston says she thinks the cord's been treated with fire retardant. That may well be, Rob. I have to go find the label. I don't know what I did with that. That's interesting. This is great. Stardust C has a good question. He says, hey, PsychicBob, does different colors of yarn mean different spells can be done? Absolutely. This is only one. There are a lot of different ones. Like, let's say you're working on bringing love into your life. You might wear a pink cord. You know, you want more passion. You'll wear a red cord. Some people wear black cords for protections. Well, now, black does not mean it's evil and black magic, because a lot of white witches use black items in their rituals, and they're not evil. It's the intent that makes it white or black, okay? Robin Boston says, what do you say on the second knot? The second knot is, by this knot of two, my wish will come true, all right? So I'll repeat it again. By this knot of one, our spell is begun. By this knot of two, our wish will come true. By this knot of three, as I will, so mote it be. And it's that simple. But you got to do it with serious focus and intent. And as you seal those knots, you infuse power into this cord. And I'm just a believer in it. It keeps me safe. I feel safe with it. It's got me out of some weird situations. You know, when I was in London, I got surrounded by a gang of people. And I was wearing a white cord. And I just remember holding on to it. This gang was about to jump me. And all of a sudden, the guy just goes, now let's go on. And he just backed off and left me alone. Now, you know, I just believe in these charms because we can raise power around ourselves for protection and blessing. You see, this is a little simple magic, you know, but it works. And so now you can do it however you want to do it. You know, one of the things in Wicca, we're not dictatorial. You must, you must, you must. We don't do that. This is one way to try to work some magic. If you find a way that you like, then go for it. There's nothing wrong with changing things up, you know, but it has to work for you. Don't just do it because somebody says it, you know. Let's say you start the white magic spell and you get a different set of chants to say on the knots. You're like, I'm just feeling it. Use your chants. My chants are the traditional ones, but, you know, in Wicca, we're used to breaking traditions, so we're not locked in, you know. Lynn, hi, Lynn. Lynn says there is a lot of power with intent. That is absolutely true. Lady Jane, the Earl Grey Tea Top says, discovery of witches uses white witchcraft. Yes. Stardust, he says, hey, PsychicBob, how long does it take before your spell comes true? Well, every spell's different and every spellcaster's different. I find with the cord, it already starts because you've sealed it as you're doing it and the energy is already there. So I feel it's instantaneous because we just took off one cord and we just put on there. So we're still under that protection already, even now. Oh, thank you. Very good question. Stardust C says, hey, PsychicBob, does it matter if it's on the right or left hand? Honestly, I don't think it matters. Now, some witches will disagree with that. You can wear it on your dominant hand. Like my dominant hand's my left hand. So I can wear it if I want to cast out something or cast out power. But if you want to receive a certain type of power, you can wear it on your receptive hand. Dominant hand's the hand you write with. Receptive hand's the one you receive. Just for me, I just like it on my right hand. I don't know why. It just feels right to me. So I wear it on my right hand. Also, when I was in the Hindu temple, it's traditional by Hindu standards to wear it on your right hand. And most people, the Kabbalists, wear the red cord on the right hand. I think it's the right hand for men and the left hand for women. But again, don't quote me on that. I might be wrong. But in the Hindu temple, men wear it on the right wrist, the cords of magic, and the women wear it on the left. You don't have to follow that. That's Hindu tradition. Wiccan tradition doesn't necessarily have to go with that. So, wear it where you feel. Ask yourself, where do I feel I want that, Mm-hmm. Lynn says, what if you can write with both hands? Then wear it on both. You don't have to limit, by the way, you don't have to limit yourself to one. You could have them on each wrist. And by the way, that leads me to one of the things I forgot to talk about. And I'm glad you asked that. There's so much to talk about. It's hard to remember everything. There are other ways to use the cord of white magic. For example, you could wear it as a necklace cord. Like I have a necklace on a cord. You can use it as a necklace cord. Hold on, I'm going to take my hat off first for a sec. By the way, how you like my pendant? I thought I lost it. I have so much jewelry. This is my little golden dragon charm. I just think this is kind of cool looking. So I'm wearing that today. Isn't that neat? Anyways, we'll have another show about the golden dragon soon. But the cord of white magic can be worn also cross-body or as a necklace. You can make a long one just to wear. You could string some beads on it, make a charm. Another way is they do this in India, and they do this actually in the Catholic Church as well. I find it funny, the Catholic Church has some traditions that are kind of pagan. And this is called a cross-body cord. And this is done by people in the Catholic Church as a protection charm, interestingly. But the Wiccans do it as well, and it's also done in India. What you do is you lay a cord across your shoulder. Now, it depends on which tradition. In the Catholic tradition, I think it drapes over your right shoulder down to your left hip. And the Hindu tradition, it goes from your left shoulder to your right hip. I don't think it really matters. But you can also make a cord that you wear like this. Hold on, let me get myself tangled up. So you drape it over your shoulders, over one shoulder, like a sash kind of. And then you knot it down at your hip. And again, you would use the same ritual formula. All right. Make it go down to your hip, like right where your belt, your belt loop is around there. And again, you'd say, by the knot of one, the spell is begun. Okay. By the knot of two, oops, hold on, I got to get this going. By the knot of two, my wish will come true. All right, get good strong knots. And by the knot of 3, as I will, so mote it be. And you wear it, you can wear it with your ritual robes. Hold on, I'm going to take off my necklace because it's getting tangled up here. Now you can wear this just on your clothes openly, or you can wear it under your shirt if you're at like an office job and you can't openly wear it for, because of your work. You can put it under your clothes. This is a crossbody cord and it's considered protective as well. And so you can wear it that way also, Traditionally, it's worn on the wrist, but I have seen cords done this way for protection. In the Buddhist countries, they also wear a cord like this. Usually their cords are done in like saffron thread for the Buddha. So it's not only the Wiccans, this is around the world in many religions where they wear a cord of protection and blessing. So you can wear the cord of white magic as a crossbody cord, and that's legitimate. You can wear it with your ritual robes. Some people like somebody was asking about beads or something. You could put little beads in if you want to make it decorative to wear. You can wear it under your clothes. You can wear it over your clothes. Me, because I'm openly Wiccan, like I would actually just wear this like this and walk around. And, some people might wonder what it is. And I just say it's a sacred thread. Because most people know about the sacred thread in Hinduism, even non-Hindus, a lot of Americans are, oh, I've heard of the sacred thread. And you just tell people it's a sacred thread. You don't have to explain if you don't want to. But that's an easy way to just say. Most people, when you say, oh, it's a sacred thread, part of my religion, they'll go, oh, okay, that's cool. So yeah, that's another way to wear the cord of white magic. Okay. So anyways, I just want to share these ideas with you tonight. I hope this has been of some interest to you and maybe you learned something. My hair's flying everywhere. Anyways, I've got just a few minutes and I got to go to a reading here. I'm working around the clock. By the way, for those of you who are waiting to hear from me, I am working on a backlog. I have a few hundred people calling me every week now, so I'm trying to get to everybody as quickly as I can, Scott from South Carolina says 18 out of 18 have passed, have pressed the thumbs up button. Great job. All right. Thank you guys for your support. Oh, actually, I wonder if I can push the thumbs up. Well, I can't do it because it's my show. So I think I'm number 19 here. But I am so glad you guys are here, And I just want to share this little bit of traditional witchcraft magic with you. I hope it has got you some things to think about, maybe inspired you a little bit tonight, giving you some ideas, So, oh, great. Thank you, Deborah. Deborah Allen says, thanks, Bob. Really enjoyed it. Well, I really enjoyed having you here. Thank you for joining us, So, anyways, now you can tonight think about, do you want to incorporate the cord of white magic? All I can say is it's worked for me. I'm a believer, It may not be for you, and that's okay. If you say, Bob, I'm just not into it. That's okay. I'm not offended. Teacher, and the one thing in the craft is we're not dictatorial. We let people go their own way. But I offer this to you as a magical charm that you might want to bring into your life that could help you. You see? Thank you, Robin. Robin said, I enjoyed this tonight. I will use it. Wonderful. By the way, I should also say with the cord of white magic, you can put it around your pets as well. Like just get a little piece and tie it around their collar. You don't have to make a whole neck around I wouldn't put it around dogs' neck because it could get snagged on stuff, but just a little tiny piece and tie it on their collar of the white cord. It's magical. Okay. Lamb chop. Yeah. Okay. I'll make you a cord. I got to make lamb chop a cord. He just heard me say that. All right. So, you can tie it around the doorknobs of your house, make cords. I know witches have done this where, I knew one person, she was in a neighborhood where there's a lot of robberies. So she started tying these cords around her house on all her doors and windows. Guess what? Every house on her street practically got broken into except for hers. Did magic work? Well, I'll let you decide that, but I think there's something to it, Thank you, Lady Jane. Thank you. So do you like this? It's very interesting tonight. Thank you, Bob. Well, thank you for joining us. Angela Prayer Poem says, I'm so glad I caught this. So much fun, blessings, and free hugs to Bob, Baroness, Chat, and Lamb Chop. Thank you so much, Angela. Thank you. Baroness Kolobov says, my dog Liliana had her own crystal necklaces. Oh, wow. Robin agrees. Good idea for the pets. Yeah. So be creative. This is one of the things in the craft that they teach us. I learned this when I was a young witch. Take your magic to new places. Just because I teach you to make a cord bracelet tonight, don't stop. Maybe you want to make a crossbody cord to wear. Maybe you can make a cord to tie on your bag. I know some of you have expensive bags like those Hermes bags, right? You're a high danger for robbery. You better put a white cord on your bag. I better put a cord on my Gucci bag now that I'm thinking about it. I think I'm going to do that too. Put it on your pets, put it on your bags, put it on your doorknobs in your house. You know, think about places where you could use the cord. And if you feel like, hey, this little area needs a cord, make a cord, consecrate it, and do some magic. Put it in your car. You know, you could hang a cord on your rear view mirror. Okay. You know, or hang it somewhere in your car or on your antenna. Do cars even have antennas anymore? I don't know. I haven't driven in years. Lady Jane says, intention that makes it work. So it doesn't matter how or where. That's true, you know. Baroness Kolobov says, I used to make them myself for my dogs. Isn't that wonderful? Such a simple magic, but it really is. If you research witchcraft, this is a traditional witch's spell. It goes back hundreds and hundreds of years. So it's not something Psychic Bob came up with. This has been in part of the craft for a long time. Well, anyways, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap it up. I love you all. Thank you so very much. I love all of you. I'm so honored that you joined us. I hope this has been fun. So tell me in the box below, do you think, you know, after the video post, go back and put some comments on and tell me if you enjoyed this. And, you know, if you have any ideas how you might use your cord of white magic. If you're interested, tell me if you're interested in trying this. Okay. So thank you very, very much. You guys rock. And, you know, if you set up an altar of white magic, I want to hear about that as well. We'll talk more about the cords of magic because I know Stardust C asked about different colors, and there are different rituals and different types of cord magic we can do. So we'll talk more about that. Maybe next week we'll expand on this to other colored cords and what they can be used for and how to consecrate them. I think that'd be a good subject. Well, guys, listen, thank you for being here. I love all of you. And keep it here at Spiritual. We always got more coming. What's tomorrow? Thursday. Is today Wiccan Wednesday? Tomorrow's Thursday. What's tomorrow? Seance night? I think it's seance night. So be back here tomorrow, 7 p.m. for a live seance. We would love to have you here. You guys are the best. Listen, I love you. I send my greetings to all of you. And I hope wherever you are, you're going to have a wonderful night. And remember, keep your feet on the ground. Reach for the stars. And if you got a magic star, it's even better. You guys are the best. I love you. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night. And as the witches say, blessed be.